welcome to Turtle Tracks Podcast. This is your host, Brian VanHooker, and I'm here with Trevor Zammit, the brand manager of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NECA Toys. Trevor, thanks for being back on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Hey Brian, thanks for having me back. Like I've been on the show a lot. I don't know how many
This
times
is
have I been here?
probably, I would say, fourth or fifth appearance, at least.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I was like
That's
fourth or fifth, maybe.
maybe like we need like a five timers club like SNL has. Like a jacket I can get you.
That'd be great.
So we're actually here for a specific thing. The four turtles from the 2012 series are going to be up for pre-order September 15th.
Yep, and Trevor.
And Shredder, amazing. So we're going to talk all about that series. Kind of like, I know you're a big fan of the show, so I'd love to talk about the show a little bit and the development of the line. Before that, though, I'm going to grill you about the most pressing NECA questions people have for Turtles. Otherwise,
Oh, great.
my fan base will rebel against me. So I expect you to be elusive here. So no
Of
worries.
course.
All right, Tempestra, where is she?
Oh, yeah, that's yeah, I don't know where she is.
All right, fair.
She's somewhere.
Giant Krang.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yellow jumpsuit April.
Mm-hmm.
You're confirming that these exist.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wolf Predator.
Wolf Predator. Oh yeah, my favorite. Yeah, Wolf Predator is another one that I don't know where it is. I don't know what's taking so
Um, my other question is, this is slightly more serious. So I'm way excited that we're getting the two image turtles, Raph and Donnie, because like those are the most standout designs from that line. Do you see like a Leo and Mike coming down from that one just because they're kind of more conventional versions of the characters, but I don't know if it helps fill out the foursome. I'm curious.
long. Yeah, I mean, there's Leo gets his hand chopped off at one point, right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely like cool stuff to do for all four turtles, and they are like they're a little different look than like the other Mirage stuff we've done so far. So yeah, it's possible that we could get some more of the urban legend stuff next year.
That Raph looks so great. Like, I mean, they're both of them look amazing, but like that Raph is such a cool design and such a unique look for the character. So I was super excited when we saw
Yeah.
it.
He's got that gnarly face. It's all like
Yeah.
shoot up and like there's two different heads, and like the one is just like it's right when his face like explodes, so he's got this freaked out expression and these little like pinpoint eyes and stuff, and then the other one's got the eye patch. But yeah, that's a cool figure, and it's real different from the other stuff we've done in Mirage so far.
I feel like those are the two most. I mean, I like that whole story. I like is like almost like a what if verse of the turtles. Like, and I
Mhm.
think those are the two most standout things: is the cyborg Donnie and that crazy like Shredder Raph thing. So
Yeah, definitely.
okay, so getting into the main topic here, 2012 TMNT. Very excited about this line. I love this show. Tell me, I mean, just going into it, when do you remember getting into that show and liking it, and why did it stand out to you? Because I know that
Oh yeah.
it was the biggest show. Like I know for you, like it was a bigger show for you than say like the 2003 show was, for example.
Yeah, the 2003 one didn't really connect for me. Like I remember like I was in college when 2003 was announced, and uh me and my roommates and a bunch of friends were all like pretty hyped up and excited, and then we all bought the toys and everything. It was just it was something different about that show. I just kind of I didn't get sucked into it like I did 2012. I remember the press release coming out for that one. This is going to be all CG, and the turtles are kind of redesigned, and it's going to be this perfect blending of like comedy and action and like everything you love about turtles. And I was a little skeptical. I was like, sure, okay, we'll see. And then and then the episodes came out, and I was like, this is really cool. And the first uh the first 5 or 6 episodes, there's such a build up to like when they meet Shredder, and there's
Yeah.
like all this tension, and then when it finally happens, they have that battle on the roof or whatever, and Shredder just like beats the crap out of them. It was pretty intense, and I was like, so I was kind of sucked into that show right from the get-go. The voice acting was great, the everything. I just liked everything about it. So I would watch it, every week, like waiting for the new episodes to drop. Um, so yeah, I was a fan of 2012, like right from the beginning.
Feel like I really liked 2003, but I like my Turtles with like a lighter touch, and I felt like even though the original show is still my favorite and always will be, like I think more like if I take nostalgia out of the equation, I think 2012 is the best show. Like it's got the right blend of like good serious storytelling, but really funny jokes and moments and all that stuff. Like I
Hmm.
mean, Sipes as Michelangelo is just
He's
amazing.
fantastic, yeah, and it's such a different take on the character. He's not like the same kind of party dude that he was in the 80s cartoon. Like he's not like this cool guy. He's more like a nerd in a way,
Yeah,
but he's like lovable and kind of just he's just this crazy weirdo, and it's fun and different. It's really good.
I think if I had grown up with that show, Mikey might be my favorite, just because he's so funny. And then
Yeah.
all my favorite episodes of that show are Mikey episodes. Like I think my two
Uh,
favorite episodes are Pizza Face and Mondo Gecko, and they're just wild
those are
Mikey
good.
episodes. Those are great
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Pizza Face is a great episode. Yeah, the Mondo one's great. The journey to like the center of Mikey's brain or whatever.
Yes, with Fat Mikey. I want a toy of Fat Mikey. Let me put that out there. I love that design. Holy
Yeah.
Lord, that's great.
All the Turf Lytle stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Mikey's great on that show.
Turf Lytle would be great for like an accessory pack. That would be like
Oh yeah.
all the different parts that I mean,
The
I don't know if
amp.
there's too many parts. There's a lot of parts. That's a toy on its own, really.
Yeah.
The Playmates did it in its own little toy.
Hmm.
So I mean, uh so I know you're a fan of the show, and you and I have talked about it a lot, but when did it start to come on the horizon that NECA might do something with this line?
It was a few years ago. We had done we'd been working on Turtles for a while, and Nickelodeon, we had like a meeting. Usually we have a couple like big meetings in a year, like two, or like one every quarter, like um beginning and end of the year or whatever, and kind of planning out stuff for the next few years. And so yeah, so Nickelodeon kind of approached us, and they were like, do you want to work on 2012? Because we're always like pitching stuff, and sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no. Um, but yeah, they approached us and asked us if we wanted 2012, which had previously always been off limits, because
Right.
that was more just in for Playmates or whatever. It was like modern turtles and stuff. So it had reached this point that it was now kind of a retro nostalgic brand. The kids that watched that show were now like grown up. So it had it'd been 10 years or 11 years or something since the show had aired. So um they asked us if we wanted it, and Randy and I were both like, yeah, that show's great. Randy watched it with his kids. They were big fans of the show, so we were like, yeah, that would be cool. Like, so that's kind of in the short, you know, uh that's kind of how it happened. Nickelodeon offered it to us, and we were like, cool, let's work on this.
I mean, what unique compared to say the cartoon line? Like I don't know, what unique challenges were there for these turtles? Because the design is very like distinct. I'm curious how like I don't know what was the unique challenges of designing these turtles in 3D or
Um,
as a physical toy?
there's a few things. I mean, this is animated like on the computer, so there are models. Like Nickelodeon sends us the actual 3D assets from the studio. Like, so we start with a digital model that the same one that they use on the show, and then we'll kind of um, add in detail that is only like on a flat texture map. So it's not like actually sculpted as you see it on the show. So we have to like add in details, we add in articulation. So working with like studio assets is a little different because we're normally just looking at reference or like watching the show and just our sculptors are like they're just basically kind of copying what they see. They start from like nothing.
Sure.
Now we have these assets that we can go in and it helps because it makes it, it's more accurate because it's like this is the exact same model from the show. Um, but then every now and then, like you'll get these like renders or these turnarounds, and something will look off. It's not quite right. You're like maybe on the show something like kind of morphed or meshed weird, or like sometimes you have to make little changes to like amp up, expressions or um, just like certain features and stuff on characters. So it's a unique challenge. It's different than the other stuff where we're just like going off of just starting from nothing and building it up ourselves. So
I love getting in the weeds of that stuff. Is there an example of something where it's like the model, obviously the model can't be wrong, but it looks wrong?
there's there's one character in particular we haven't announced yet,
Okay.
and uh we sculpted it, we sent it in. Nickelodeon like had some notes, wanted to change some things, and we were like, this is like cut up, this is all from what you sent us. And they were like, yeah, something's not quite right or it's off. And then and I was like, I think I see what you're seeing. Like I can kind of agree with you. I think, but so it was just a flat like a grayscale model. And I went in and like just painted on some like digitally just added in some of the color. And once I dropped the color onto the sculpt, it just came alive. And I said,
Hmm.
this is what it's going to look like when it's painted. I said, it's the same sculpt, just, one or two little changes here on the nose or like whatever. And, but I was like, once we colored it, it was like, yeah, that's it. So they were like, okay, sculpt's approved. Like, no problem. So it's, there's stuff like that'll happen on the turtles. You don't notice this on the show. They move so fast and it's like, there's so much action and stuff. So they're trying to slow down and like frame by frame. There's the stitching that's on the elbow pads and the knee pads, and
At
it's
the
really
edges, right? Here and here?
like up around the edges of the
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
like the
Okay.
straps. But it's like a lot of that stuff you don't notice that it's there when you're watching the show. And on the shell, they have this like fingerprint texture on each one of the little shell plates.
Oh.
There's a ton of detail, like like scratches on the leather, like on the belts and the pads and everything. But that's the kind of stuff that like it doesn't exist on the file. That's all like drawn on a texture map, like on the show. So
Oh.
like when we get the files, like that's when the sculptors, like our team has to go in and like physically just like add in all those details on the shell or like, do a couple texture passes, like
So I can feel it on the shell if I get the toy.
yeah, oh yeah.
Whereas, but in the file, it's flat and it's drawn on.
Yeah, like
Oh,
on the
interesting.
cartoon, I think it's like the way it animates or something, or the way it renders. It's a lot easier to have that stuff like, be on a flat like thing that's just wrapped around the. So if we did a 3D print of the figure that they sent us, like the shell would just be like smooth,
Mm.
you know. So we go in and add in like the stitching on the um on the pads and stuff. Like we go in and sculpt that, add that stuff back in. So
When I saw them, I think it was a toy fair. I noticed there was like a lot of like almost like a wash on the skin that I really liked. That
yeah,
is
there's
there, but I didn't notice it until I saw it on the toy.
Yeah, yeah, the other thing too is like they have a lot of there's a lot of freckles and like blemish,
Yeah.
like so there's that details on there too. We're trying to get it's really difficult to get the freckles just right because it's um we got a couple deco samples from the factory, and the first one, like the freckles were it was like there were two layers of freckles. There's like a light and a dark, and the light ones, just Leo kind of looked like this salted pretzel. It was just way too light. You have to get like just shades of green and brown that are like a little above or a little like lower than like what the baseline like colors are, like the skin tones and stuff. So it's like fine tuning, and it's all like it adds to the cost because it's just so expensive to like they're the way they stamp um these freckles on the figures. So yeah, um it's there's a lot of detail on there,
Like the
you know.
Playmates, like the movie star turtles, right? They had like
Yeah.
their spots. It wasn't
Mhm.
like they're supposed to be freckles, but they very distinctly had like bright yellow, sometimes
Yeah,
spots.
yeah. Yeah, these are hopefully not that.
Sure.
Um yeah, it's always you gotta trying to get any kind of subtlety with the factories is a challenge because they can be pretty heavy-handed with stuff sometimes. So
How do they? So the foot on those guys is like a tree trunk from the knee down.
yeah,
So how does the foot work? I didn't. I don't know if I've
there's a
actually looked at those
ball.
before.
I have one right here. Too bad this is an audio
Sorry, I can't handle. I
podcast,
can't take
but
one more thing. I really can't.
there's a ball in
I'm
the
enjoying
ankle,
this. Sure.
so it'll
Oh, nice.
rotate,
That looks
and
great.
then it goes. There's a pin that goes into the foot, so it can pivot from like side to side.
Sure.
So it's just basically it's just like it's got a big flat foot on the bottom, and there's a big round ball like in the ankle, or the feet are scooped out.
Nice. That looks great.
Yeah, so they can all like you can get them up on their tippy toes. You can rotate them, and they have such like huge feet that like you can put them in pretty,
Let's see. Does
they're
that make it
pretty
easier?
stable. Like you
Like,
don't
does
have to
that make
worry
it
about
like?
falling too
Does it
much.
make it easier for like weight distribution and stuff?
And these guys, it definitely helps because they have
Right?
like just a big flat like
Because they're skinny
base
turtles
to
too.
stand on. So
Because they're
and
like
then
skinny guys, which I feel like it's got to help to like. So many of the turtles are kind of like top heavy or middle heavy or whatever,
yeah,
right? Like
the shell throws stuff off too because their center of gravity is like pushed back because of the shell.
sure.
So like when we're sculpting, you have to kind of like sometimes the sculptors will like put all this extra stuff in the back, and I'm like, you gotta like shift the whole torso
Mm.
forward so it's still like their butt and their shell and like the plastron in the front is all balanced. So um that's like that's a tricky thing that happens sometimes.
Were any of these four turtles any trickier than the others?
Uh we these had their own challenges. Trying to get the skin tones or like trying to figure out their colors was
Colors are
it,
very similar, except for Mikey's a little different, right? Like they're
Raph
similar,
Raph kind of stands out a little. He might be just a tiny bit too bright, but when you're watching the show, it takes place at night so often that
always dark. Yeah.
it's like the colors shift on the show all the time. And we work. I'll bug Ciro sometimes. Like he'll come over to the office and like hang out, and I'll ask him questions about this or that. And he's pretty helpful with all this stuff. And um, so yeah, every now and then we'll have questions about something we can't figure out, and then we just ask Ciro because he was just like, you know, he knows this stuff. He created the show, so
That was a question I had: is what Ciro's been like to work with because he's
it's
great.
fun. He's
Yeah.
he's an interesting guy. He's so talented. He's really smart, and he's really passionate about this stuff. He worked on the show. Like he put his heart and soul into it for years. So like when we were still sculpting the stuff, um, it was like one of the first times he came over and we had all this stuff ready to show him. and he was just like he picked up like Leo's swords and he was just like looking at him like he goes, dude, I was like I designed the sword like 15 years and he's like you have no idea how weird it is to like to see this like to hold it
That's
because
cool.
you put and there's like attention to detail that like you would think is just sort of like oh it's just this weird accessory or something it's like this insignificant thing but it was like that was like the genesis for something else like
Oh,
Zero
that's
just
cool.
you go, oh my God, you guys did this or you did that, or like you'll find something and that'll just trigger some memory when they were creating the show and like, you know, so it's been fun to work with him because he's just like he's got so much like insight on this stuff.
That episode I did of him on the podcast here, like, is the most listened to one by far. Maybe just because he doesn't do a lot of interviews, but like
Yeah.
that one
But
far and
it's a
away.
really good, yeah, it's a really good interview.
I really like that. It was just he was just because I'm in awe of that show, so it was just fascinating to talk to the guy and kind of
Yeah.
like I mean we talked a lot about the mutant the ending the
Oh,
mutant
like the
wasteland
Mad
stuff.
Max, like Mutant Waste.
Yeah, like those would be
I
like that
love that.
raft would be a hell of a cool figure someday.
Yeah.
Like that's like such a great design. Um,
Yeah. I like yeah, those that finale that he did was awesome.
oh yeah.
So
I also am in love with that Bebop and Rocksteady episode. Just Bebop, this Bebop and Rocksteady working for AD Shredder and Krang was just such an inspired idea. And like them just like not taking to the abuse that Shredder just reflexively hands out. It's just such a great episode. I love that one. That crossover to me is even better than the one they did earlier.
I mean, there's a lot of good episodes, you
Yeah.
know. Um, yeah, I remember when the Napoleon Bone Frog one like came out and they got Napoleon Dynamite to
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
do the voice. I was like, this is so ridiculous and it's just awesome and weird. And boy, yeah, I don't know. There's
I remember when I
I
heard
love
Robbie
those.
Rist's voice come out of Mondo, and I was like, Booyakasha is fine as a catchphrase, but I'm a
Yeah,
Cowabunga guy, and so like however many seasons in, I think that's season 3 maybe, and then
yeah.
just to hear like for it to Cowabunga to go to that character, and for them to get Robbie Rist to do that voice, like it was just like, man, that episode pops from the
That
very
was
beginning.
perfect. Yeah, you
Great.
don't it's like that makes everything okay. You're like,
Yeah,
I don't miss Cowabunga. Like they put it in, they did it perfectly.
yeah.
Like so, yeah, that was they had a lot of moments like that on the show where it's just like it's kind of their own take. This is a little different, but it's like it totally works. So
The let's talk about the expressions chosen. How did you figure out what you wanted? Is it always like one serious one kind of happy, silly one? Like what's the
yeah, it was that was difficult too because there's so many. They're very expressive on the show, and there's like
yeah.
each character has they've got their own like distinct personalities and stuff. So we had this big just like a chart, like a spreadsheet or like a collage of for each turtle. Just like every time we saw like a good expression, we would just like screenshot and we just lay them all out, and then we just look at them and kind of pick like this one and that this is different from that one, and then it's trying to find balance for all of them. So yeah, it's kind of like do like one that has like the white eyes when they're in their like
Ninja mode
ninja
or whatever. Yeah.
ninja mode, whatever. Um, and then yeah, trying to find either like an expressive, goofy one or a funny one. Or, the one I knew I wanted to do was with that cute Mikey face, like
Oh
from
yes.
the
Yes, yes, yes.
Leatherhead episode. Um, that one I was like, we're doing this one for sure because it's like the perfect like Mikey face, I think.
It like
Um,
shouts Mikey from that show. It really does.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I
that
thought
one,
that like the other one I got really excited about was Leo with the closed eyes. Like,
yeah,
oh, that's such a smart
that
idea.
was the other one too. Like, that I was like, we have to do like meditating Leo, and mostly like Travis had been like art directing these figures, so it's mostly his project, and I just kind of peek over his shoulder sometimes and go, "What are you working on?" And but I was like, we have to do a meditating Leo, and he was just like, what? Why? Are you tricking me? And I was like, no. I was like, dude, he's always like meditating on that show, or he gets knocked out. And I was like, we've never done like a closed-eyed like turtle before, I don't think. So I was like, it would be cool to do that with this one. And then we were able to do like the healing hands to go with
Oh,
them.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
there's Leo has one set of hands that kind of they lock together that are in
Oh,
that
cool.
like healing hand, like praying episode that Splinter's like teaching him like here's the next level of like your training. Um so you can put him in these like he can like kind of sit down like it's really it's a cool thing. They all the parts work together. So
It
he
makes
can
me
kneel
want like
down.
meditating faces, like for like like I have Spirit of Splinter back here, which
Yeah.
it'd be cool to have like four closed eyes meditating turtles. Like that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
I always um I'm probably the only one, but I always wanted to do like the blindfolded turtles from the farm montage, like
Oh,
when the
especially Mikey, where he's got like
like
yeah, yeah,
Mikey and Leo, their masks are turned sideways and the
yeah.
knot is like over here. So I always wanted to do that with the movie Turtles, and we never got around to it or haven't yet. Um
Sure.
but yeah, that I do like those like really weird, like deep cut, like alternate expressions and stuff.
How many heads with each turtle? Two or three?
There were three, and the costs just have been like
Sure.
crazy. So we cut them down to two, and then we'll find a way to get the third heads out, accessory pack or just if we do a different version of the turtles or something, we'll add those back in.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, you guys have done that before, where you get
so
them back in a accessory pack or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. We'll find a way to get them out there. There's so many different versions of the turtles we could do on this show, so it'll be uh yeah, it'll
So
be
for
out.
Leo, it's the ninja mode and the meditating face. For Mikey, it's the cute Mikey and ninja mode. What does Donnie have?
Donnie Donnie's got a ninja mode, and then I can't remember. He's either smiling like goofy, like kind of goo goo gaga, like April face.
Sure. Yeah,
It's either that or there's kind of like a freaked out face that he was making. I can't remember which one we settled on.
and then Raph, I'm guessing, is there an angry face?
It's like angry and angrier. Yeah, Raph.
Well, it's weird. You know what it is about that set in particular? Like because of the ninja mode thing, I feel like when I set them up, they all have to be like that, or none of them can be,
Yeah,
right? So I can't like have cute Mikey and ninja mode Donnie. Like that's not gonna. I gotta have it be all
yeah.
matching.
Got to be one cohesive thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too crazy, the display. So
Are all the pals that were in the Toy Fair display still coming?
yeah, I made sure we didn't cut those.
Because I
So
love those.
yeah, the factory we got the costs like we got the unit costs back, and they were just like ice cream kitties, like the most expensive accessory ever. And I go,
Really? Why?
I don't know, because it's just it's a little bigger, it's articulated, it's got like lots of paint, so lots of reasons. And I just said, there's no way that we were cutting this. Like
Hell no.
I said, you can cut everything else out of Mikey's. Don't give him nunchucks. I was like, he's coming with he's got the cute face, he's got ice cream kitty, that's like those are the essential, like we need those. So I
Yeah.
was like, cut everything else. So we got the cost down. Yeah. Ice cream kitty, Chompy Picasso, the little spy bug, um,
Oh, right.
like the cockroach Terminator one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Raps,
know what you're talking about. Forgot about that
um,
guy.
and then yeah, Dr. Cluckingsworth or
Amazing.
Cluckingstein or whatever. I can't
Do they have
remember.
it? Does Chompy and Cluckingsworth have cluck? They don't have articulation, right? I mean, they don't need to, do they?
There might be like a little rotation in their head, maybe.
Okay. I mean, like,
Or they're so small that like there's
I
probably
don't think they
not.
need it, right? It's just like I just want like because those are ones I'm sure I don't know if you remember this, but like they had a 3-pack or something, and they were gonna come out within the Playmates line of those characters.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah, and like they never that got canceled, and it was like it was such a
It
great.
was
And
such
so
a
there's no
bummer.
ice cream kitty. The only ice cream kitty is this one, which again, this is an audio podcast. Is the one from the Mega Blocks line
Oh, okay.
ice cream
So
kitty.
yeah,
That's the only. Yeah,
I was like, we're not canceling ours. Like, so we gotta do it. So yeah, so we cut if there's a few other accessories we cut and we'll put those out. I specifically like when we were showing the stuff, I didn't want to put everything out because I knew like,
sure.
you know, some of this might not make it to the end. So I wanted to make sure that the little buddies were there and then a couple other things here and there. Like Mikey had a skateboard, but we're gonna save that for something else, you know.
That's cool. I mean, like I feel. I mean, like there are just real practical, logistical things about selling toys that people like. Well, you like fuck you, you guys cut this out. It's like,
It
well,
never gets easier. It's just
sure.
always there's always new challenges. There's always like something else that like that, you know, the costs just keep going up. So yeah, we got to try to um yeah, we got to keep it affordable, but just like load them up with cool stuff, you know, make them pretty desirable. So
I'm forgetting. Is the I don't know if it was actually there or not, or if I'm just it's just a favorite accessory of mine of mine for Donatello. That Game Boy with the blender pieces on it.
oh, there's that little tracking device thing. Yeah,
Yeah, that thing.
yep, that's in there.
Oh, nice. That's such a like goofy, clunky device. And as much as I don't need, like, you guys have done such a great job with like Donatello gadgets in the cartoon line that I've kind of like spread them out. Like Donatello over there from the Power Rangers Turtles has got one of those. Like they're all over the
Mm.
place because of just cool, goofy stuff that Donatello or Krang made. But that
Yeah.
one's like one that stands out to me from that show. Just like the like he had to use an 80s Game Boy and a blender to make this
All
device
just
work.
found it's like crap they found in the sewer. You know, it's just
Yeah,
parts like yeah, there's egg beaters and like all that stuff. So yeah, he's got that. He's
egg
got
beaters. That's it, not blenders. Yeah, egg beaters.
yeah, yeah. And then there's he's got those like mutagen tracker like goggles like he wears
Oh, right, right, right.
and it
Okay,
like it looks like a little like welding mask or like little safety goggles or
sure.
something. Um that's got, you know, some extra like attachments on it. So yeah, he comes with that. Um might be it. I think he had they all come with a slice of pizza and a smoke bomb, the little eggs.
Oh, that's cool. Sure.
So they all come with those and a turtle com. They all
Oh, I
come
love
with
those turtle comps. Sure.
the little shell cell
What
turtle
about the
com thing.
alternate weapons? Like Mikey had the I don't know how to say any of those names, but
Yeah, the
Mikey had the
Kusarigama thing. Yeah, they all
yeah,
come
and
with
Donnie had
those.
the blade on the
Yeah,
bow.
that Donnie's boat staff, you can pop the top portion of it off and then put the bladed like section on. So he's got that the chain, the Kusarigama thing, uh, that comes with Mikey and it's got a longer chain that you can like plug into the handle.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, so they come with those.
Can I tell you something though? When I watched the show, I hated that they had those weapons. Like
Oh yeah, because like the regular weapons weren't good enough.
right, like and
They
also
have like
like
extra
where?
stuff.
Like it's a wooden broom handle. Where
Yeah.
did the blade come from? Like that
Yeah, that
or
seems
like
like
it
a
was
nugget
nine
you
feet of
get from
chain.
like the executives where it's just like
Yeah.
2012, like he can't use a stick. Like it needs like, can it be
Ugh.
like more than a stick? You know?
That's all we need. Or like the fact that Mikey had 9 feet of chain
Yeah.
in the handle, I
But
guess.
where does it? Yeah, where does all that extra chain go?
Oh, yeah, I never needed
But
any of those.
there was an episode with Donnie where maybe it's a Metalhead episode where he was like, I don't want to just fight with a stick, and then like Splinter was like, you know, oh, do you need like he was like, I don't want to fight with like a 5 foot stick. And he goes, do you need a 7 foot stick you know, remember that? Like Splinter on that show was great too. That
He's great. He's not my
uh
favorite design of Splinter, but the characterization of Splinter, man, that's got like the
it's
whole added angle of Karai being his daughter was such a smart
yeah,
storytelling thing, and he was like the perfect amount of sensei and dad. Like
yeah,
you know, he was really caring, but he was also like super strict and hard on them, but in a way that was like loving. Like he was that Splinter is, I think, prime Splinter to me. He's got everything you want.
yeah, I agree.
I think they added too many colors in him, design wise. But like,
Yeah, like
This
maybe.
is a lot. I feel like they had a lot going on with him, like design wise. It's cool. Like it's weird they have him tall too. Like I
Mm.
remember, I think it was an early note. It was like, or maybe it's in the art book that was like they wanted more Obi-Wan, less Yoda, and I think they achieved that really nicely. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
so I
Yeah,
mean, he's been announced, right? Splinter. I think he's been. We've seen a silhouette of him
um,
somewhere, or no, maybe not.
who did we did it at the Nickelodeon panel. We announced Casey and Slash, and I think Splinter was the third one.
Okay,
So yeah, I think those have been like shown or announced or whatever.
I think we saw silhouettes of it, but I couldn't remember if Splinter was one of them.
Yeah.
I remember April wasn't, but I'm guessing she's her and Karai. I feel like are such key parts of that show that I'm sure that
Yeah,
we'll see them. You know,
seems like
Karai's great in that show too.
yeah, Karai's really cool. She's great on the show. Hmm.
Let's see here, Shredder. So Shredder's also going to be coming on the 15th.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think on the NECA store, if you buy all four turtles and Shredder, I think you're getting free shipping with
oh,
the
nice.
which is a cool bundle.
What was I going to say? Oh, so Shredder. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I like that Shredder's character story, but it's another one where the design to me is like it's kind of there's a lot going on.
Mm,
Like the blades that come out and all this stuff. Was that hard to get into a toy because he's got
yeah.
strange proportions?
It was difficult. I think that went through a couple different sculptors too, because people were just like it's really that's another one with like we're trying to figure out if the armor was like stamped or if it was like layered like metal plating, and there's
Hmm.
a lot of weird conversations just about like what is this a lighting effect or is this like some kind of bevel like on the metal, and like so we had a few different people working on it. We were all interpreting it differently, and yeah, trying to figure out the blades because they're like these spring loaded like
Yeah.
sloping blades and stuff, and it was like and then you just want the figure to be real posable, and so you're like so then you gotta that's another element that you gotta get in there. So yeah, I went through like there's a lot of work that went into Shredder. Um, the extra blades are removable. They don't shoot out. They're
Sure,
not
of
spring
course.
loaded, but you can remove them or like
That
plug
makes
them
sense. Sure.
in gauntlets, so you can have all those poses and stuff. I put them when we had the tooling model from that the factory sent us, and I was able to get him in this sort of Wolverine pose where he's crossing the blades like an X.
Oh, nice.
I
Okay,
was
cool.
trying to get him in these cool, like tough looking, like angry poses. So I'd like send pictures to Ciro. I was like, look, like check this out. It's like badass. And his cape's removable. There's little metal hooks.
Does he remove? Yeah, he removes the cape in the show too,
Because
right?
it's not always there. It's like sometimes
Yeah.
it's there, sometimes it's not. So yeah, so we gave him this removable cape. The helmet's removable. It's got two different heads. So he's got like an angry expression and then kind of a neutral one.
Happy Shredder is a great. Oh, you always want a happy Shredder.
Yeah. So cute, happy expression.
With love eyes, the hard eyes, Shredder.
Yeah. Yeah.
How tall is he? Because I couldn't tell you how tall he is compared to the turtles.
Well, he's bigger than the turtles.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Is he taller than Splinter?
oh, that's interesting. So, that one I remember talking to Ciro about that. So ours is like a little bit taller, I think. Because we wanted him to be bigger and more imposing, but I wanted them to sort of like their eye line to sort of line up. So if they were like, because they're kind of like equals or like
Yeah, yeah,
rough
yeah.
equals, and but with Splinter's ears and stuff, like those stick up a little more. So we had the digital files, and you just resize them, make them you know, make them bigger, smaller, do whatever you want with the size. So Shredder is like, he's like he's right around maybe over like 6 feet, whatever that scales down to. And but yeah, we ended up making our Shredder is just like slightly taller than Splinter, but with the way the helmet sits on his head and the way Splinter's ears are, it kind of evens out. Like they can have a good like kind of stare down. Like
That's really cool. Out
so
of curiosity, who's being cheated there? Is it Shredder should be a little shorter or taller, or Splinter should be a little shorter or taller to
I,
like
I
make
have
it?
to I'd have to go back and look at the height charts and look
Sure,
at the original notes because I kind of explained all of that to Ciro and he goes, yeah, that sounds he goes, I think, maybe it was Splinter was taller on the show, maybe, but he was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And he saw the printouts and he was just like,
that's
yeah,
cool.
this looks good. Like these two here. Because there's certain heights that like I forget, like Leo was supposed to be like 5'6". Obviously Donnie's like taller than that.
Yep,
Um, and then yeah, with like Casey and April and like, all they have very specific, because it's all just they're all different sizes and different body types and stuff. So um, trying to get all of that stuff figured out, you
I
know.
remember you saying when we spoke briefly at Toy Fair. It's like you start with the turtles, make sure they're perfect, and everything kind of goes from there, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's um yeah, we I think we did a couple different test prints on the turtles to get all their heights, just so they all scaled up. And then knowing that like somewhere down the line we might be doing like some of the figures on the show are huge. So it's like, you know,
Like, are we getting Toka? Are we
and
getting?
in anticipation of like those bigger like characters or some of those monsters, it was like, well, if Mikey is like, too big or too small, if Mikey's too big, then that means like these other characters are going to be gigantic. So it
Sure.
was like, we were trying to like get
Well,
this.
how does it compare to like the cartoon line? Like, how tall is Leo on the 2012 toy versus the
Oh,
Leo of the
wow.
cartoon line?
Hold on 1 second. Let me go find one. It's- here's- All right. So there's like the Dark Leo figure that we did,
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
but basically he's the same height as the
Yeah,
regular cartoon. Yeah. So they're like 2012 Leo's probably just like slightly taller.
that makes sense. Sure.
But proportionally they're pretty different just
Oh,
because
yeah. His
the
shell's probably
designs,
a lot smaller, right? Like,
yeah, the designs are definitely a little different.
one of my favorite things I remember reading about that show is like when they designed Leo, it's like it's all started with Leo. Like, Leo's the perfect turtle.
Mhm.
And like everything was kind of like Donnie exaggerates this part and Raph exaggerates that and
Oh
Mike
yeah.
this.
Yeah, here's my
Oh, nice.
yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Like the
You can kind of see
personality
it, right? Like
traits.
like I don't know. I just and you kind of can see it in the designs they did. I was like how Leo is kind of the center of it all, and how
Yeah.
you want him to be balanced like the character. It makes a lot of sense. What
Yeah, there's a whole design philosophy that's like behind these guys.
it feels like I feel like Mayhem did the same thing too, where he's even the most normal looking, and then everybody else is exaggerated in different weird ways.
Hmm.
I think. Um, let's see here. Foot soldiers, they're coming later, right? They're not right now, right?
They'll be out later, yeah.
Okay, they must have been a great. I saw them at I saw them at Toy Fair too. They have crazy like they get really skinny at parts.
They're super, yeah, really thin, like forearms and lower, the shins, lower legs. Um, Tiny feet compared to the turtles, like just crazy tiny feet.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, they're still pretty posable. And we gave them lots of um options for like displaying. There's like a battle damaged head. Um, it's all stuff we've done in like previous either the Sinjas from the Ronin line
Okay.
or some of the other foot soldiers and stuff we've done. It's just like we just try to add a lot of stuff that's worked in the past, like trying to implement it here too. So yeah, there's like some battle damage parts. There's like a different torso with the spider arms that
Oh, right. Yeah.
they come out of the back. So and all those attachments, like the robot, like there's a what do they come with? Like this sickle and
I think it
a
was a club,
mace, like
right?
a
Wasn't it like
morning
a mace or
star, like
something? Yeah.
mace, like yeah, those will plug into any of the hands. And um, yeah, they're cool and pretty versatile.
Is there any way to compensate when characters have small feet for like balance wise, or no? Is it like you just kind of stuck with it? And
Sometimes you give them a little figure stand.
right? Yes, I guess that's it.
That's there, that
Yeah,
sometimes it depends how much you want to veer off of the original
right.
design. Like sometimes you just have to, there's a compromise because some things are just like, this is too, you got to thicken this up. It's just too small. This is going to break. So yeah, sometimes you got to make changes here and there. Um, but then yeah, other times it's like, well, maybe if we just include like a stand, like sometimes like the movie April, she's got those high heels.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like
What are you gonna do? You can't. Yeah,
it's
you can't give Judith Hogue giant clown feet. Like it's just not
no,
gonna work.
or just put her in like ballet flats or like some, just like regular shoes or something.
Yeah,
So yeah, so sometimes they need like a stand or something to just help prop them up. Um,
I'm
yeah,
curious how Bebop and Rocksteady will be for the line because Bebop, like Rocksteady, is like a hunk of metal, like it's like a hunk of coal. I think he'll stand just fine. But Bebop has this crazy like arch and these weird proportions. I imagine he'll be tough when time comes.
I think his feet kind of flare out at the bottom though, because
Oh, right,
I
right,
think he's
right.
kind of like thin and spindly, like in the middle,
Yeah,
like his
he has a
arms and
giant
legs.
head.
Yeah, he's got a big head and then like kind of a hunchback or something, and then like, but I think his hands and feet kind of like get like wider or something.
That sounds right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one I want the most is Pizza Face. Like
Yeah,
that's the
that'd be
toy I'm
cool.
waiting for. Because I mean, like that, I just in love with that version of the character. It's my favorite episode. That's gotta be. I mean, I'm guessing he's relatively easy, right? Because he's a blob with arms, right? Like,
He's a big blob with arms,
sure.
so that shouldn't be too. It's just like a lot of. It's just big, and there's a lot of material, so the unit cost, even if
Um,
we did in like Rotocast or something, it's still like, you know, it's just a bigger figure. Um, but then you could give him like I would add in the Michelangelo when he's doing the interrogation where he's got like
and the
the
glasses,
face,
yes, yes,
like
yes. That
the
would be great.
face.
That would be a great
Yeah.
accessory for him, just an extra
Could
head for
like
Mikey.
paint the little flames like on the
Yeah,
lens or something. Like there's so much fun you can
and
have
you
with
gotta
this
have the
card.
pizza slice version of him in the same box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
That's one I like. What's a well, okay. Well, before I get to the final question, I'm curious. So the only other time these characters have been taken, like, there's been the Playmates version, but those are different. Those are children's stories. Those are a different thing. But the only other time these were done kind of like with a collectory sensibility was the Revoltech toys.
mhm.
I don't know how familiar you are with those, but I mean, like, how
I
do they
have
compare? How do they compare to those?
um yeah, I mean they're definitely closer to Revoltech than to the Playmates ones. Those are definitely like those are for kids and they're um they're smaller, they're a lot simpler. Um, the Revoltech ones are really cool. I got those when they came out, but they're um the articulation really like kind of chops up the
Yeah,
look of the figure unless you're putting him in like awesome, crazy, extreme poses. Like the joints really kind of stand out to me. And
that's
then
what I was like. People like when I've seen people talk about it and like how like I to me like the sculpt is more important than the articulation. So like I have the Revoltech ones, but they're all like in. I don't know if you can see this. They're in crazy poses.
yeah, and that looks awesome.
Yeah, because but they have to be because if you just have them standing there eating pizza,
Yeah,
they look
it's
weird.
that's not the point of those toys. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have them doing like crazy stuff. So ours are somewhere in the middle of like, the Playmates and the Revoltech are like two extremes. Ours are somewhere in the middle.
but
There's
you guys
extra
really like.
hand.
I mean, how much? I don't know if there's a design philosophy on it, but like, does sculpt take priority over articulation for you guys, or like what is it?
I mean, we always try to find a balance of like, we want them to move really well, but we don't want it to like um distract too much. Like especially with turtles, like um there's a couple of times, We've made so many different turtles now. Uh, the one thing with turtles, like with that shell, it's really hard to articulate the torso,
Sure.
you know,
Yep.
because and if you just cut like chop through the middle of the shell, the front or the back, it just completely disrupts like
Oh, it looks terrible.
the whole look of the thing, you know.
The
So
yeah, Playmates released
you
some
get
versions
like
for the babies like that, and I was like,
you
I'm
get
never
like
turning this ever. I will never use this joint.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to twist and turn the bodies and like get them into these like dynamic poses, but you don't want to. For me personally, I don't want to sacrifice like slicing through the shell and
No, they
then
couldn't. That makes
off
no sense.
register.
Yeah.
So we always make sure that the shell front and back are like definitely the front are injected in a softer plastic so there's flexibility and like the joint is cut in like on the inner torso piece.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
You know, so
Machine
like
Toys do
that's
that really well.
the movie turtles are like that,
Yep.
the cartoon turtles, the Mirage ones. So, you know, there's joints in there. Sometimes you got to heat them up. They get stiff a little bit, but you know, we try to do a mix of like, you know, different materials, hard and soft plastics, and um, you know, to try and like get the most out of it without it just looking like a robot or a like some weird insect that's all segmented and
Yeah, that's what the
you know.
Revoltech ones do for me a little bit. Like I like them,
So
but like they look weird at like they're very segmented.
yeah, I you
Even
know they have that.
the fingers thing drives me nuts. They can't hold any fucking thing.
Yeah, they have little pegs in their
Oh, I
hand.
hate that.
So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of articulated hands,
They
you
don't
know,
work.
just
I've
the
never.
grip isn't there.
Have you guys ever done that for turtles? Because I don't think it works. I can't think of one turtle
No,
toy.
it I I don't think I wouldn't have put that on a figure because
Yeah, I don't
it's
think you would.
um
I don't see any because I hate it. It never holds. They just fall out.
yeah.
Well, I don't
I
see.
like they had those eyes though, like there's that slot on
That was a cool
the
device. That
mask
was
knot
clever.
and the eyes would look and then they'd shift to all white.
That was really clever.
So I
I
was
like
like,
that a lot.
that's like a cool feature on those
Yeah.
figures.
It doesn't. It looks weird. I mean, from the back, but you rarely ever see it. But that was a smart
Yeah,
idea. I like that one.
it's weird from the back or the side, but
Yeah,
like, you know, it's like
it's clever though.
it's a cool effect. So um but for us it's easier to we'll just do a second head that's got a different
Well, it's got to
you
be. I mean, I'm guessing it's more cost effective to just do another head than it is to have that crazy device inside of it, right? But Revoltech, the price point in Revoltech is way higher too, right?
yeah, yeah. Putting all those like mechanics like in a tiny little head is it's costly and then you know if you don't want it to break there's a potential that it's not going to be assembled correctly and there's going to
Sure.
be QC issues with that. So um yeah. So it's all, you know, there's pros and cons to like all this toy design stuff. It's
Sure.
just kind of wherever your preferences lie.
So, okay. So again, September 15th, these are coming out. You can order them from the NECA site. Let me ask you, my last question for you is there a toy, like a character from that line, where it's like, if we get to this character, the line is like, not complete, right? Because you don't want to stop there, but like, that, like, we need to get to this point. Now that we've started this line, we need to get
Oh,
to this
like the
point.
milestone, like
Yeah, is there like a one that, like, okay, we got to get to this character, that way I can, like, that would feels full for you, personally?
oh yeah, that's interesting. Who could it be? There's a few that are coming to mind. So if we did make that Mutant Wasteland RAF,
Yeah.
I'd be like pretty satisfied, like because that probably means we've made a few other figures, maybe a couple big ones like deluxe things. But if we get there, that would be really cool. If somehow we ended up making like a Pigeon Pete, I'd be like, oh
Yes.
my God,
I love that character from that show. He's
this
great.
is this is cool. This show it is weird because you know we try to find like again it's like there's characters that are specific to this show that haven't existed anywhere
Yeah.
else. It's like we you know you want to do some of those, but you also need to do some like some of the hardcore like familiar characters like Casey and um
But do you see characters like Spider Bites like coming? Like,
he's Spider Bites isn't like too high up on the list.
me neither. Like, I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. But
He's yeah. But Tiger Claw is cool.
Tiger Claw is amazing. Tiger Claw is
Yeah,
awesome. So he should be
You
high on the
know,
list.
in Fish Face and Razar, like
Do you like Razar better or Dog Pound? I preferred Razar a little bit.
oh, Razar. Does anyone like Dog Pound better than Razar?
I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I think Chris Bradford was best as a human being.
As a Chuck Norris person.
Yeah, that guy. Like I thought that guy, especially when he had that shreddery looking outfit early on.
Yeah, he's
Like that to me, I thought like that. I preferred that character.
oh, 'cause then that ended up being like their version of Chrome Dome, right? Like when he had the
Yes.
his
It was.
like,
I thought so.
his suit, because then he got metal arms like the Mortal Kombat guy.
There's a couple mutations in that show. I was like, oh, I didn't need Karai mutated, and I
The
didn't need.
Razar mutation was shocking. I remember that was like the Shell Acne episode, right?
Wait, what? The Razar one was surprising.
I was really surprised when that happened. I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap.
That one and God, who was it who became Mutagen Man?
Oh, the pulverizer.
That's such a sad story. That one,
Really
like,
sad. When he's screaming, it burns.
yeah, like,
He's like,
and it's like we're still watching a kids cartoon, and it's
Yeah,
really
and-
like he's like the most tragic version of Zack from the original cartoon.
yeah, he's just this dopey kid that just, gets in way over his head.
And he's just left like that. They don't fix him ever.
Oh,
He's just
abandoned.
he just stays as soup for the rest
Yep.
of the series.
Yep. Yeah, that one's sad. And even like Ice Cream Kitty, like that one's like horrific. Like that mutation.
Oh, right.
'Cause that cat just like melts like into a puddle. It's like
I can never
bubbling.
figure out how like Mikey can lick him and it'd be okay because you're consuming his flesh, right?
I guess is like, yeah.
There's some very like if you really break some of that down, it's really strange.
That's not the thing about it too much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm all set here. Thank you. Again, check out the NECA store and order all 5 of these guys. I'm very excited about them. So, is there anything else to say about this line? Because I'm excited to finally get it get out there because I love this show.
We're just getting started, so I hope people like this stuff. It'll be out soon, and yeah, next year we'll have like there's more reveals, there's more stuff coming. So I hope everyone likes it. It seems to be, super well received so far, and like there's a lot of hype and a lot of anticipation, which is really cool. We're doing this. We've been working on Turtles for so long now, and it's like at Comic-Con, there's so many people just coming up, like checking out the 2012 stuff. They're really excited. So, and we have Ciro's doing all the packaging art for us.
Oh, that's awesome! That's really cool.
So, yeah, so he's doing all the box art for us. And,
That's great.
Yeah, we're like I said, we're just getting started. So hopefully the line continues for a little while and get to do some cool stuff.
Pizza face. That's what we need. Get my blob of pizza. I want that so badly. They never released. I think part of my upset, like they never released Pizza Face for the original toy line. There was for Playmates. They did this. I'm again audio podcast. This is great news. They did this little guy on a. They did a pizza shooter, and this was stuck on there.
Oh yeah.
This is the only Pizza Face from the movie. Like
piece.
So that's it. And I threw out the pizza shooter. I didn't even want that thing. I wanted this. That's what I really cared about. So I'm Pizza Face. So I'm all set here, man. Thanks again for your time.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Here we go with Celine Green Ninja Team. On the scene, cool teens doing ninja things. So extreme, out the sewer like laser beams. Get rocked with the shell shock pizza king. Can't stop these radical dudes. The secret of the ooze make the chosen few emerge from the shadows to make their move. The good guys win and the bad guys lose. Leonardo's a leader in blue. Does anything it takes to get his ninjas through. Donatello is a fellow, has a way with machines. Raphael's got the most attitude on the team. Michelangelo, he's one of a kind. And he knows where to find it when it's party time. That's a split out of every single